Welcome back to my quest to win the Papa John's Trophy with Portsmouth Football Club win in Football Manager's Papa John's competition. It closes in just under a week, so I've only got a week left to go win this. In fact, by the time this video goes up, it's probably going to be closing in a day or two. So let's carry on from where we left off. Last time, you'll remember, I beat Plymouth. In the league also, it's been Plymouth close on my tail, so they're catching up with me in the league. We knocked them out of the Papa John's Trophy. They're probably going to be looking for revenge in the league. So I'll give you a quick update as to what's been going on in the league and the FA Cup, in fact, because we are progressing through the FA Cup, and then we'll get back to the Papa John's Trophy. We have got Manchester City in the next round, so we're nearly there, just a little bit extra, and we can get ourselves some lovely pizza. The first match in that post-Plymouth game, we came up against Bolton. They get a goal here on the 5th minute, really early on. Williams absolutely firing it past my goalkeeper, but we're able to respond just 3 minutes later. Sirjan intercepting a crucial pass, Pete Harris just putting it forward for Graham. 1-1 in the 8th minute. This game has got off to a flying start. The 11th minute, we'd make that 2-1, so we started off really badly and then quickly recovered to make it 2-1. Pete Harris handing it off to Koroma. On the 23rd minute, Bolton finds their way back into the match. Sadler playing a through ball to Bolfarsson, taps it off to Williams, and it's 2-2. Just 23 minutes into the game. Looks like it's going to be a fantastic game. And then just at the start of the second half, Bolton take a 3-2 lead. Morley just tapping it off to Dempsey, fires it past the goalkeeper. 3-2 to Bolton is how it finished. And you can see it was a really close game. We probably had the better chances, better XG, more shots on target, but it was not much in it. They had more possession. 3-2, probably their home game, is about deserved, I'd imagine. So we're in recovery mode against Exeter, and right before halftime, Hartridge, the left back, loses the ball. Knight just sneaks past him. It comes in off Sirjan, and we take it up 1-0 just before halftime. Then Knight whips in a ball back post, header for Morrison, and it scrambles around in the box. The ref wants to look at it, but it is given. 61st minute then, Swanson cutting inside, plays a lovely ball over the top. The Exeter defence is sleeping. Sirjan with a lovely touchdown and taps it past the goalkeeper. We win 3-0. We probably deserved it. Exeter did sneak back into the game after halftime. The first half was a very quiet half of both teams right up until the goal just before halftime, but it was a deserved victory. The next game was against Peterborough, and this was a boring 0-0 draw. The only thing that happened of note in the game was there an offside goal for Peterborough, which you're about to see. Knight rushing forwards, Taylor just on the edge, and you can see Clark Harris, actually I think it's Clark Harris who's offside. Thompson just sneaks in behind him, tucks it away. Sorry, it's Tony Harrington who went offside. I think he was at the back post. So it was a 0-0 draw, not much to talk or write home about in this game. Then we had the FA Cup match against Doncaster. It's at Doncaster, but that's a really favourable fixture because this is the 4th round. Radjic scores a goal, but it's ruled out for offside, which is really unfortunate. It was definitely close. And they catch us out here with this long, lovely ball fall from Faulkner. Lovely control by Molyneux. Swanson should do better, but it's hit past the keeper. 1-0 to Doncaster. But with time running out, 93rd minute of 94, Dale hits it back to Swanson, and he taps it past the keeper. There's less than 30 seconds left now in the game, and we just about got that equaliser to at least take this to a replay. We nearly had a massive upset with Doncaster knocking us out. We were much better in the second half, creating many more chances. We had most of the possession, but it just was really lucky we got that goal right at the end. Saved us right at the death in the FA Cup. So with those recent results, we needed a much better performance against Barnsley, and did we get it? Cafu here is one of those players I bought in January to replace some of the players that were recalled. Taps it back to Swanson, who hits it in. It comes in, luckily off the post, and we are 1-0 up on the 18th minute. Knight here was driving forwards. He plays a through ball, lovely through ball to Josh Koroma, slots it past the keeper, lovely curling ball around the keeper, and we are 2-0 up. Just after half-time, Pack hits a long ball forwards, and Edwards, their defender, brings it down, doesn't control it, and it lets Koroma through in again for his second goal of the game. And then finally in the 72nd minute, Knight puts a ball in, Morrison at the back post, easy set piece header. We win that match 4-0. Right at the end, they did get an offside goal for Cole, but they didn't actually have a shot on target the whole game. They only had 36% possession, so definitely a deserved result against Barnsley. And then the FA Cup replay came. Koroma here putting in Knight, who's going to tap the ball across. Easy goal for Sirjan on the 7th minute. That is the start we needed against Doncaster. They're going to struggle against us now at home. And then just before half-time, Knight and again Sirjan link up. He taps it, and it's an easy tap in. Two very similar goals for Sirjan with the assists from Knight. On the 68th minute, we're kind of unlucky. This offside goal here. Pack taps it forward, Knight, and then Vilka is just straight offside. Another one of those players I bought in to replace those that we lost in January. On the 73rd minute though, Doncaster put a little bit of threat into the game. A tap in from Millie is a nice through ball, taps it past the keeper. But Vilka does get his goal. Josh Koroma tapping it off to Ogvili, back forward to Koroma, and again Vilka's just there to tap it in. 3 very similar goals against Doncaster. We're catching him out on the 6-yard box. And right at the death, Doncaster again made it dangerous as Ogvili with an awful clearance. Barlow tapped it in and Miller just smashed it past the keeper. But it finished 3-2, so that puts us through in the FA Cup. We don't yet know who we're going to get in the next round, so we'll have a look at the draw when that comes about. We've ended up with an FA Cup 5th round match against Fulham. And looking at those teams that left in, maybe we could have had one of those championship sides, but definitely Fulham is one of the better options. I'm not sure, Watford, Burnley, West Brom, Sunderland, these are all pretty strong. Maybe I would have taken Sunderland or Millwall out of those. We sort of wanted to avoid the Man Cities and Chelseas and Man Uniteds. But looking at who's playing who, this could be a nice path. There's going to be at least one championship team in the next round. We're the only League One team left. This is now into the 5th round, so pretty good chance here in the FA Cup. Looking for revenge after that Papa John's Trophy knockout and bearing down us on the league. There's only a few points that separate us. They score a fantastic goal from Whittaker. Plymouth are going to beat us 2-0 here. You're going to see a second goal here where Aziz plays a lovely ball over the top to Ennis, and Griffiths really should do better with the save, but 2-0 Plymouth beat me, and now they're going to be challenging me for the title. It's going to cause me a lot of problems in the league. This is followed by a 0-0 with Burton. Not much to show you in this one other than they had a penalty miss, which was skied over the bar. And then in the last game, we played against Lincoln, who undone us with a quick-fire double at the start of the game. Sinclair running through, making it 1-0 on the 13th minute. And then just 2 minutes later, Sinclair breaks free again behind my defence. My defence may be a little bit too slow in reacting to him. He gets past the slide from Mingy and taps it away past Griffiths. They're 2-0 up after 50 minutes. We do manage to get ourselves back into the game. Koroma playing a lovely ball over the top. Pete Harris tapping it past the keeper. And then again in the 70th minute, we just about recover ourselves to 2-2. Pollock heading over the keeper. We think we are heading for a draw in this game, but in the 87th minute, Lincoln managed to snatch a winner. Sinclair getting his hat-trick, and lovely through ball again with him running onto it, running behind the defence. 3-2, and right at the death, I think we maybe were pushing on a bit too much to try and get an equaliser. The fence is asleep. Mandrew who runs through. 4-2 to Lincoln, and that's going to put a real dent in our League One chances. And as a result, this is how that League One stands. We lost to Plymouth there, that put them just above us, and then the draw and the loss now put us 5 points behind Plymouth. So we've gone from having quite a nice lead to dropping quite a bit behind them. But there's still games to go. There's still 13 games to go. A lot can happen in those 13 games. We've got the FA Cup on the table still, and most importantly, we've still got the Papa John's Trophy. But we've got to beat Manchester City under-21s. This is going to be a scary prospect. Man City have some really, really good youth players. So we're going to have a look who's in Man City under-21s and if we think we can beat them. But this is who we get if we look at Man City under-21s. There's some interesting players in here. Mickey Van Sass, I've just been trying to sign in my Havant and Waterlooville save over on Twitch. So if you're interested in that, come check that out. I'll put the details down in the description below. Obviously, there's a graphic that shows up over there as well. Mickey Van Sass is a keeper that they actually released in my save. He's okay, he's not great. Some of the players to look out for are, of course, Rico Lewis, who in real life has now been called up to the main team. This is pre-day to update this save, so he hasn't quite got those updates that he got in real life. I think he is the biggest threat in their team. Probably also Alan Velasco is very, very good. Probably much better than my players. You can see, fortunately for me, they seem to have loaned out most of their under-21s, though. There are some good ones in there. Issa Kabore, Dario Sarmiento is pretty good. Kaiki is an incredible player. He can probably play most European teams. Liam Delap down there. There are some good players in here, so I'm lucky that they are missing. They've sent them out. Filip Stefanovic as well they've got in there, so we're lucky we don't have to play any of those. But we do also have to worry about players in their under-21s because they could also call some of these guys up. For example, Joel Ndala, he's not too bad. A little bit of pace on him, or an acceleration at least. Now looking at the back line, Radja and Morrison have been pretty good. Rafferty and Swanson are also normally pretty solid. We played Swanson on the right, he's not so good. When he's on the left, he's a bit better. Leva, who we bought in on loan from Seattle, looks pretty good, pretty solid as a defensive midfielder. But if I want, I could also play Jay Mingy there, who has been pretty good in a number of games. And Jay Mingy also has a nice pairing up with Pack. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Leva. And then if I need, I can bring Mingy in later to sit alongside Pack. There are no limits on the lone players I can play in this game. The other player I unfortunately can't play is Cafu, which means I will play Owen Dale out here on the right, although I do have a few options for other players I can utilise. And actually, because he is right-footed, we're going to stick him down as a winger rather than inverted, and that will probably help us. He's not great at crossing, though, so I need to think about it. An inside forward on attack. Let's get him as an inside forward. Has he got good finishing? Okay, he's got good finishing. So maybe we have Owen Dale as an inside forward. Maybe that's where he's been going wrong a little bit. We bring in Ben Knight as well. He is actually on loan from Man City, so they don't mind him playing against his parent club. Obviously, Josh Koroma has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's scoring lots of goals, even though he's only got that 10 finishing. So he's been great. And then we've got Vilka, who it's dropped in here in the shallow striker role, but I'm not actually convinced because of his finishing, and I want a good finisher there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap him with... Let's see. Let's have a think about it. Maybe what I do is I put Vilka out wide and I push Dale into the middle. Okay, let's have a think. Who else have we got here? We've got Dane Scarlett. We've got Mingy. We've got Sirjan. Okay, we could drop Sirjan in here. Okay, we're not actually... Change of plan. We're not going to start Dale. Koroma, Knight, Sirjan, and Vilka is what we're going to start with. Pack in behind me. Pack is great as a sort of deep lying playmaker. He's much above this level. The only real downside is his physicals, but otherwise Pack is probably a good championship level or lower Premier League level player even. Actually, I lied. Cafu isn't cup tied, so we can use Cafu out wide, which is a very, very tempting prospect. He's also right-footed, so I wonder whether we use him, what role we use him in. He seems pretty comfortable in all the roles. Maybe we chuck him in as like a sort of Raumdeuter. He's got pretty decent off the ball. 13 isn't too bad. Decisions maybe aren't the greatest. No, we'll leave him how he is. We will leave Vilka on the bench. We're going to go with this. Okay, City did decide to bring Rico Lewis, but the rest of the team looks okay. Velasco is in there as well. Ty Soji, who I believe is related to the ex-Pompey players who got convicted of fraud, money laundering. But he is there in the Manchester City team. So we're underway versus City. Whittingham here with the throw into Velasco. Is that problem play? He's going to be one of the more difficult players to deal with. They've gone all the way back to their keeper, though, who's Murray Jones. I think Murray Jones is a particularly fantastic keeper. So they're not playing Mickey van der Sar. Rico Lewis forward here. It's seen out. The chances so far have been mostly City. Oh, that is a lovely ball from Sirjan to Knight. Knight is now going to... If he can he cut inside? Cut inside, cut inside. Where is he going? Oh, it crept across the goal. I thought there was a chance in there. I don't know if the shot was taken or not. It looked like it might have just got a touch to it. But that was close. City got a chance here now. Nope, we've picked it up. Swanson deep. Long ball forward. That's going to... What the hell is their keeper doing? Where's their keeper going? Oh, if we'd have won the ball there, they'd have been in trouble. Fortunately, they got it to Rico Lewis. Seen out again, though, by Leva. Looks like they've had a player go down. Harrison has gone down. He was up, then he was down, then he was up again. That was odd. I don't know if anyone else saw that animation. Knight through. Yes. What? Yes, it is a goal. I worried for a second. The referee was just standing there like he was going to rule it out. Everyone sort of stopped for a moment. Well, I don't know what happened with their player jumping up and down. But look at this, a lovely ball over. I actually got the scoreboard in the way there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get that out of the way. Beautiful goal from Knight. 1-0 up. Yes, 17th minute. We're on our way to the final. Got a free kick at the back post. Oh, we've been dangerous off free kicks. Now a corner. Pack is going to whip it in. We're going to get the heads of Radget or Morrison onto it. Radget on the near post. It was heading towards the top corner at the far post, but didn't quite sneak in. It's been all us. It's been all us. City haven't even had a chance. Pack, oh, he can do a free kick. Oh, Radget with the header. It's just hit the bar. Pack's going to try and get it back in, and it's just onto the edge of the box. Velasco gets it clear. They've got no one up top, though. It's all Pompey. Radget playing it across to Morrison. Now, one thing that has concerned me is that my assistant manager is already telling me that there are a couple of players tired, and it's not even half time, which is going to be a concern. Oh, that is a bad pass back. Velasco could break here. He's passed it back. He's played it safe. Oh, he's brought in Harrison. Harrison is injured. My players are catching him up, maybe because of that injury. He's tried to cross it. Hasn't made a cross. Whittingham now gets it across. O'Reilly heads it over. That is Man City's first chance. Straight to another highlight here. We've got a ball forward to Rafferty. You can see just there my assistant is telling me to make some changes right before half-time of players that are tired. I think I'm going to wait till half-time. They can have a little break, play a little bit of the second half, and then we'll change them up. Ball forward, looking for Velasco. He doesn't make it. Pack with a nice head on. Knight with a little volley. Sirjan tries. Does he? Oh, Cafu is away. He's put it past the keeper. Cafu, the Brazilian legend, who's Cafu. Actually, this one is Portuguese, but this Brazilian Portuguese Cafu slots it past the keeper. And it is now 2-0. Look at this. Sirjan, does he miss the header or does he chest it down? But Cafu gets past the defender who has no chance in stopping him. 2-0. So we've come in at half-time, 2-0 up. And I have to say, of the three major under-21 teams, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, that we have been played, Man City I thought would have been the best. But really, they've been the worst. I think maybe because when we came up against Chelsea, they had the likes of Broja, Chukwuemeka, Arsenal had a couple of good quick players, but City, we haven't seen much at all. As Morrison heads it over the keeper. Another one of those set-piece goals, lovely from the centre-back. I'll have to check how many goals those centre-backs have got, because they've got a fair few in all competitions. The set-pieces are really working for this Pompey team. In off the underside of the bar, bounces over the line. No need for goal line technology, because it does end up firmly in the net in the end. Another highlight, Rafty with a long throw forward. Alienye sees it out though. Galvez hits a ball forward. But that's only going to come as far as my defence. Morrison has picked it up. He's going to get sent off. Velasco is gone. He's gone through the back of Leva. He's gone. The most dangerous player, Alan Velasco, has just been sent off. I think this is done now. Let's get some subs on. Let's get some fresher players on and worry about managing the fitness of our players a little bit. There we go. I've done the whole hog. 5 substitutions done. The whole team is changed. They've switched things up. Look at what they're playing for that formation. That is an incredible formation. Soji up there on his own, up top, and the rest of the team is sat very, very deep for them. They have got a chance here though, maybe. No, and that's the problem. They've only got one up top. They hit it along to him, and my defense are just dealing with it. That's a through ball that's not going to reach anyone though. Cafu can put them under some pressure. Again, a through ball. There's only one up top, and I've got the defensive midfielder, 4 defenders just sat around him. He's not going to win any of those unless they can get it over the top if my defense push too far forwards. Cafu's won it again. He's lost it. Knight picks it up though as it drifted across to him, and he tucks it away. Bottom left corner, 4-0. This has been some performance in the Papa John's Trophy. I'm looking forward to the pizza, or I'm looking forward to the FMFC football shirt, or maybe even the Papa John's Trophy final. Whichever those prizes. I mean, I might not win any prize. That could be the sad truth for this, but I'm going to give it a go nonetheless. If I tell you, if I win one, I will be telling you, by the way, and I will try and film some. I mean, I'm not going to film myself eating pizza, but if we go to the Papa John's Trophy final, or we get the shirt, we're going to do an unboxing, or we're going to do a bit of filming at the final. Oh, we've got a late free kick here. I believe Pack will be taking. He normally takes them. I think he'll score this. He is very, very good off these kind of free kicks. There we go. Lovely. Just whipped into that right-hand side of the post. Sorry, the left-hand side of the right post, and it is a fantastic 5-0. I mean, these guys have been no match for the Chelsea and Arsenal under-21s. I'd be curious where they are in the under-21s league in comparison. And that was it, 5-0. What a performance that is for my boys. I'm just going to give them a bit of encouragement for playing so well. And then we're going to have a look and see how they got on. Yeah, as suspected, Man City are 9th in the under-21s division. Arsenal is 6th though. Where are Chelsea? Chelsea are up in 3rd. So that sort of tracks with how difficult each of those games were. Chelsea was definitely the hardest one. Arsenal were pretty good. They're only 3 points behind, but Arsenal scoring a lot more goals. They didn't have much threat up top there, Man City. It does surprise me, especially with Rico Lewis still sat there in that under-21s team. He would do pretty well in my team. I would love to have him in my team. Can I get him? Maybe we'll try and get him next season. That's the semi-final done in the Papa John's Challenge. We're going to go ahead into the next episode and have a look at the final. That'll be out in the next couple of days. And I can squeeze it in. If you want to do this challenge yourself, check in the details down below. I'll put a link to it over on the Football Manager FC website. There's only a few days left. You're going to have to do it quick, but you essentially have to win it with a League 1 or League 2. I mean, only League 1 and League 2 teams are in anyway, but a current League 1 or League 2 team win the Papa John's Trophy and you'll be in with a chance of winning. And if you haven't already, please give the video a like and subscribe down below. I'm going to be bringing you different kinds of video in the future. In fact, why not go check out one of these videos on draft mode over here? Or if you haven't seen the rest of this series, go check out the series here. The playlist is the full playlist right here.